This is Coach U, where we learn directly from the experts, step by step, how they achieved a particular result.
All right, here we go. As promised today, we're going to do an audit of Nicole Cowley, has a social media agency focused on chiropractors. We're going to look at her website and see how does it do against our strategy assessment. You can run the same audit if you're an agency owner, or if you want to help agency owners, you can do the same thing. So let's get started. I'm going to share my screen here. I'm using a number of tools that most of you guys might not have, and I'll point out which of these tools are free and which of them are paid. You can see here that looking at her new website, congratulations, launching a new website, that it's got a lot of information as you'd expect. You've got a picture, you've got information about how you help chiropractors, you've got social proof because of the podcast that you're on, because of the social mentions that you have and the organizations that you work with. All this stuff looks great, right? So I can see what you're trying to do here at the website is to say, if you're a chiropractor, this is the place to go because I've got all the training to do with digital marketing and systems and tech. So all that is here. But the question is this achieving the business goal to drive more consulting, to drive more people joining the group, to collect more emails, and maybe even drive more software sales? Because I know Nicole is partnered with our buddy Frank, who's got a Chiro EHR, right? Electronic health records. So this looks good. Looking at this, align your social subluxation, right? So out of alignment. So I like to say fixing digital plumbing or getting the digital marketing strategy, right? All kinds of different analogies. We can see that Nicole ranks on 144 keywords on Google. So a lot of people don't realize that just because you have a website doesn't mean you're going to rank on these other keywords. And the way you rank is you have enough juice, and then you have enough links that are coming in that help you use that juice to rank on these terms. So she ranks pretty well. Position 9, you can see here, chiropractic Facebook ads. That's pretty good. And why does it rank? Because she's got a URL here that talks about chiropractic Facebook ads that return. 2017, we could probably add a little bit more to move from position 9 to maybe even position 5. So she was at position 12, which is on the second page. How do you hide a dead body? Second page of Google. And now she's onto the first page just recently, a couple days ago, 3 days ago. This just happened. She increased it. She ranks on chiropractic ad, but it has low volume, 100 people per month. Still good. Depends on how big you want to grow and how you want to rank. And here's a long tail term, meaning it's low competition, chiropractic ads that work. Facebook ads for chiropractors, which is not the same thing as chiropractic Facebook ads. They sound the same, but they're not. These are all different search terms. And you can see other things that are working well. So Ryan Bones' interview is a super low competition term, but why not? He's well known in the chiro space. You can see that she ranks on this keyword, and often ranking on people's names when you're on people's podcasts or you're on their podcast is what you're going to see. So what do we see the traffic is coming in on? Other people's names, Steve Tullius, and all the different combinations of chiropractor, Facebook ads, chiropractor, Facebook posts. Sometimes you lose position. So you can see here that she was at 21. Now she's on at 26, which is the third page of Google. Social media vault, which may or may not tie to social media. A lot of this is going to help because her domain name also has Chiro Social Tech in it. And when she's reviewing other solutions, you can see here, these URLs will rank for their company names, rank for business names. So the more content you have, the more you can rank, which is great. And if we take a look at this site in a little bit more detail, so we go Chiro Social Tech and we do site : the URL, Google tells us that there are 115 results, meaning Google sees that there's 115 web pages on this site. Is that good or bad? Well, generally, if you're a local business, you want to have at least 100. And there's different reasons for that. If you are consulting or an agency, we like to see 500 plus because you've got to have a lot more than the client because you're more than just a local site. In this case, serving chiropractors nationwide or even worldwide. You're not trying to rank for people who are in Lynchburg, Tennessee. You're trying to rank, like the larger the geography you want to rank in, the more competition there is. So B2B by definition is going to be way more. So 500 pages, 1,000 pages is what we're looking for, because when you build out the topic wheel, which is the structure of your content, that naturally just lends itself to having way more content here. And we can see what the top URLs are. The homepage, of course, is the one we expect to be able to have the most juice. But we also see the podcast, which is a great way to create content. And it's even showing up here inside the snippets, which is great. We can see other things related to her business page. You can see other blog posts. So this is great, right? Everything here so far looks great. She's able to do it off of having a domain rank of 10, which is about average for a local business, but for a national business or B2B, we'd like to see this above 20. So we have more juice. Well, the page has 20, the domain has 10, which we see sometimes. So let's see what else we have here. We see she has a Facebook pixel. This is good. This is using Facebook's Pixel Helper, free tool. On Google, she has Google Analytics, which is good, but she's missing Google Tag Manager. She's missing the Google Remarketing, right, which is Google Ads, and missing a couple other Google products. So she has part of her digital plumbing in place, but there's a lot more. We want to also see that she has the TikTok pixel, LinkedIn pixel, Twitter pixel, like all the other pixels, every other, even Pinterest has a pixel. So we want to see all that kind of stuff there. I'm using Ahrefs here for SEO, but I also like to use SEMrush, one of my favorite tools. I think SEMrush is better for overall PPC, SEO, social media. If you want to do just SEO, I like Ahrefs. It's kind of like the right tool for the right, you get lots of tools in your toolbox. So let's look at Kairos Social Tech here. You'll see a slightly different number in terms of the domain rating, which in this case is called the authority score, but it's similar to 13 versus a 10. And we can see that this is the organic traffic that she's getting. So maybe 15, 20 visits a day. We can look back on a longer time frame to see and see how that's trending. Looks like she started her website back in early 2017, right? And she had a bump up here, which we can later look at and see why she was able to get an increase here. And we can see how these keywords have moved over time and see who her competitors are. So let's take a look. Quick Point Digital, Modern Chiropractic, Social, you can see, right? You can see who these other guys are that we're competing against. And Cairo Sushi. So we can see that what the other keywords are that these other folks have. So if we just look at social surge marketing, for example, we'll see their top keywords and see what content they have and see what do we need to do to grab traffic from other people. So you can always compare against other folks, which is really what search engine optimization is. It is competitive ranking because there's only 10 spots on the first page and we really want to be in the first 3. If you're on the first 3, not just local or not local, then you're missing out on a lot of content here, a lot of traffic that's here. So you can see that Nicole, because she does social and tech, she's going to include all these other icons here. Normally, you want to include these icons in the bottom left, and you want to use the colors of these social networks because most people are not even going to notice this. They're going to see this smiling girl, but she has her arms crossed, which is either a sign of confidence or it's a sign of standoffishness. So generally, when you have someone who's smiling and has their arms crossed, that is less likely to drive leads. So I just don't do the arms crossed thing. Don't do the hands on the hips either, because that means that you're mad or something. Look like you're more friendly and inviting. But these social things you want to put on the bottom. Let's take a look at these profiles because the social profiles are how we're creating content and also driving some degree of link juice. So we can see that she does have this as a public figure page. It's not her profile. But she might actually, so it's called Purdue Nicole, but she might just go ahead and call this Nicole Cowley. So it looks more like a user. And you can see she's featured a post here. She's got a good about. She's getting some amount of content. So in this case here, sharing one of the coaching clients, Amanda. I love Amanda. And you can see other things. But what you're going to see with public figure pages or business pages is this common problem of no likes, shares, or comments. And so what you'll typically see is no likes, shares, or comments, no likes, shares, or comments. Nobody's seeing this, right? Even when you repost, that's the thing that's going to hurt you. Sometimes you'll see like Jody had this post, had a few likes on it, but we want to get more engagement here. Some of these look like they're driving engagement because She's saying, hey, any other Telegram fans here, which is a way of encouraging the conversation, but it's not getting engagement. So the question is, why is that? So these posts, no engagement, no likes, comments, or shares. This one, no likes, comments, or shares. Take our quiz. This is lead gen. You can see the MailChimp link here. No likes, comments, or shares. Same reason that most websites get no traffic. You've got to build that email list, and you've got to be able to cross traffic between different channels. So you want to use your website to drive people to social, social to drive people to the website, email to social. So we're looking at 3 different worlds that are intersecting. World of social, which is, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, all this. The world of the website, which includes Google. So Google and website, SEO, PPC are all synonymous. And then the world of messaging, which is email, text messaging, chat bots. So we want to see that traffic is crossing between all 3 of these worlds. I would think that that's the biggest issue here, so that we have these worlds that are separate from what Nicole has. And the website's great. It's not like anything is wrong with the website. So there's Nicole and Grant Cardone. There's Nicole and other people that are well known. She's clearly on all these different podcasts. But you see here, there's Facebook, Instagram down here. These worlds aren't crossing. And it's not clear what it is that we want people to do. There's lots of programs. There's a lot of content. But I'll show you a couple things. Okay, so here's some products. Work with Cairo Social Tech. Why not work with Nicole? Why not make this about Nicole? Why not have a video at the top saying, hey, Nicole Cowley here. I am so glad you're in the right place. You're a chiropractor and digital marketing is confusing to you. I've got training and I'd love to be able to help you grow. But so we can keep in touch, I'd love to send you as a free gift my 10 digital marketing secrets for 2021 for chiropractors. Go ahead and put your email address down here. Other things that you might say, but that's not there. Instead, let me show you what one of the most common mistakes are with websites. I think down here it says something like, give me your email address or whatnot. You don't want to do that. If you're, see this here, it says want our emails. Call it a newsletter, call it bites, call it tips you can use, call it whatever, but we promise you won't want to call it spam. That's trying to be too clever. Instead, make it super clear within a millisecond. I can determine what this is. Our digital marketing guide to, how to run social Facebook ads. So what do we know about what's driving traffic from Nicole? People are looking for Facebook ads for chiropractors. We'll say the ultimate guide to Facebook ads for chiropractors. Oh, show a little picture of it where people can see, like, here it is, like, come get it, put in your email address. But instead, it's not clear what we're getting. So she's trying to do too many things. And Nicole, thank you for being a volunteer. So all love. So all of us are learning. So she's trying to be everything. She's trying to say it's a newsletter, it's tips, it's all this, thinking that, well, the more things I put here, the more likely they're going to put in an email address, right? Wrong. Make it clear exactly the one thing. What is it? Is it the chiropractor cookbook? I'd sign up for that, the digital marketing chiropractor cookbook. And there's a picture of what it looks like. So it's very clear what I'm going to get immediately. Visually, I understand what it is, clear value. And instead of subscribe now, change it to something like get it, right? Or instant access or something where it's clear. This subscribe now sounds like, would you put your hand inside a trap? Like, oh, put your hand inside this trap. Like, no, I'm not going to do that. And then notice when I mouse over it, it turns red. Do you guys know what in red? Red means bad, warning, alert, overheating, police, alarm. So I wouldn't put red. Red is like something's wrong, right? Red is an alert, so I wouldn't do that. And if this site is mainly about Nicole, then we need to have Nicole here. So I don't really see much Nicole except for this picture up here where she's kind of leaning out of the way. But have a video. Don't you think it'd be way more powerful instead of having this picture of Nicole, which is cool, right? She's an attractive young lady. But imagine that there's a video saying, hey, welcome, Nicole. I'm Nicole, this, and this, like I just told you. And you made it clear on what the different things are that people can do. I understand the button up here at the top where it says join the level 2 digital marketing mastermind. I see that, I think, and you think, okay, well, what's level 1? Why is this level 2? What's level 3? And I understand why you want to have the button here, because you think, oh, if I put the button here, more people are going to click on it. But the psychology is people have to know you and like you before they can trust you. So if I'm going to click on this and join this mastermind, well, wait, join now? Well, who is Nicole? What's her content? What benefit is there? What authority does she have? Maybe I've seen her before and I came to the site. What drove people into the site? SEO. Looks like that's her main way. Maybe she's got some email, but it doesn't look like there's a lot of traffic coming from there. We could see inside the Google Analytics. We could see other ways here, but okay, fine. Join now. I'm curious. What's the price? Because it wasn't really clear. Now it says $497, but it's not super clear what's going on here. And I know that the attempt is, all right, well, here's a folder of content and there's some calls and accountability, but what does this mean to have daily accountability? And if there's this kind of content here, and this is true for everybody, this is not just true for Nicole, it's true for me, it's true for chiropractors, it's true for anyone that's doing courses or programs or software providers. Why is your content better than YouTube? YouTube is free. Why would I be willing to pay for this content? You've got to answer that question. So the $497, what am I getting? Like, why is it level 2? Or you say level 2, well, what's level 1, right? And I need to know that there's some kind of assurance. So you show a picture of an iPhone here, then I guess this means I'm getting access to a bunch of courses and content in some folder that I can access on my iPhone. So think about what it is that these chiropractors are going to get in terms of a benefit. Not I have 50 different courses, but by getting this, if I put $497 in, I could get 3 more patients a month. Not that I'm making a particular promise, but make it clear that that this is a business investment. Make it very clear that there's a reason why, right? So that we can become a top 5% chiropractor. Because what are the top 5% of, I'm making this up, what do the top 5% of chiropractors have? They meet this particular set of checklists. So if I go through this digital marketing mastermind, I'm getting coaching, I have a program, and this is how I can become a top 5% chiropractor, which means that a top 5% chiropractor gets these kinds of results on average. And this is what we have across our X number of members. So you can see how instead of just saying, because what's going on here is saying, I've got a lot of content, so it's $500 for a bunch of content. So that's not going to convert quite as well because I can get the podcast for free. There's no limit to the amount of content there is out there. So you don't ever really want to position this as content. You want to position it as access that is unique to training and tips that only the experts have that you can't get anywhere else because YouTube and all this are free. There's no limit to the amount of chiropractor, social tech, Facebook ads, whatever stuff out there. There has to be something that creates scarcity, but in a non-fake way. I think Nicole's doing a decent job on LinkedIn. So let's take a look at her LinkedIn and take a look at her Twitter. Oh no, this is a share. All right, it's a share link. It's not even a link to go to her LinkedIn. So let's go to LinkedIn and take a look here. Because all these things work together. It's not just your website. All of these things, let's see if we're connected. There we are. Chiropractic software solutions provider and founder of Chiro Social Tech. Okay, so now it's clear that she is driving business development for our buddy Frank, who's got a great social media, a great EHR for chiropractors. She's got 500 plus connections, which could be 501, it could be 10,000, and 43 mutual connections, which is great. Now, what she could do better in terms of this headline is using the XYZ model. I help X achieve Y through Z. I help chiropractors succeed in digital marketing through my level 2 training program, right? Because what most people do, this is super common, it's a mistake, is they just put their job title. They put their company, I'm the CTO of whatever this company is, or I'm the vice president of something, or I'm the founder of such and such company. That's great for you. That's a vanity thing to say because they're all CEOs. But what is it, if you care about your community and your clients, what is it that you're doing for them? So I help chiropractors get successful Facebook ads, get patients through Facebook ads, whatever it might be. And you want to make that clear that that's what we have up here in this background image. So we have, the ultimate chiropractic social media strategy vault, which sounds like a giant library of content, but why would I have plenty of content. Why would I want to consume even more content? I'm overloaded with content. So make it clear. So maybe have pictures, Nicole, of you and other people. Let's take a look at some of this content. She's got 5,000 followers. Coaction is Frank's company. I'm going to all activity and then clicking on posts. And we can see she posted this 14 minutes ago. I added a co-action marketing domain verification video, okay, on Vimeo. All right, well, it's linking from LinkedIn to Vimeo. So how likely do you think LinkedIn's algorithm is going to want to send traffic to Vimeo on a video? Post it natively. Can you imagine the number of people that are screwing themselves by posting a YouTube video to Facebook? That's like driving into the Honda dealership with, whatever, Toyota. You're not going to do that, right? So on LinkedIn, when you have a video, share a LinkedIn video. On Facebook, share a video that's on Facebook. On YouTube, obviously it's YouTube, right? So upload it natively. It's a little bit more effort, but if you want to get traffic, there's no traffic here. Oh, there's double and triple posting. Don't do that. You should space these posts apart, no more than twice a day, really. You can see when you multiple post, then the most current post will wipe out the previous posts. So, and then people will see that there's spamming going on where, duplicate post, duplicate post, duplicate post, no engagement, no engagement, no engagement. This looks like some kind of bot, apparently. Oh, I just uploaded this. I just uploaded this to Vimeo. Oh, this is okay. This is automation. So just be careful about that. So when you have posts that have no engagement, like here, this is just clearly a Nicole bot. You see how this is a Nicole bot? Don't do that, because then it's like, maybe in college you went out and you drank a lot and you had a little bit too much fun. Maybe your grades weren't so good, but your overall GPA will start to go down. So if you got a bunch of Fs, your GPA is going down. So then your next post, your overall GPA is low, your rank is low. It's going to hurt you. So you don't want to have these bad posts. And by the way, if you delete these posts that have low engagement, doesn't matter. The damage is already done. So just try to have high engagement posts. Follow the techniques that we teach and how to do stuff on LinkedIn. So you can see, okay, it was great to be interviewed on the Yachtcast. That's great. So you want to show authority. You want to show that you have knowledge here. You're posting a YouTube link, which I guess for a YouTube, because it's longer, you're not going to re-upload like a 40-minute interview, but you could say something like you could take a screenshot or a picture of you and Walter, and then put the link in the comments. Don't put the link directly in here, and that's why you have no likes, comments, and shares. You have 1 like. I'll give you a like on this. Why not? Now you have 2. So the trouble with social, which is not only for Nicole, but almost all chiropractors, is they get the idea that, which seems to make sense, you should just keep posting, right? I mean, because if you're not posting on Twitter, not posting on these other networks, then you can't be seen and you have to be social, right? And every time there's a new social channel, then you need to be there and post there because Gary Vaynerchuk said so. But what happens, as you'll see here, is that there's no engagement. And it could be that you don't have enough followers or chicken and eggs. If you have a small email base, if you don't have much juice on your SEO, if you don't have a lot of friends or followers on Facebook, then chicken and egg, you don't get much traffic. Let's take a look here. Pin tweet from 6-7 months ago. You should pin the tweet that has the most engagement and is tied to what you offer. The thing that's the highest authority, the thing you really want people to see. I'll click like on it just so at least there's one of them. And by the way, if it's an old product or if it's an old event, then don't pin that. That's like wearing the same clothes 8 days in a row. So don't do that. There's a promoted tweet. I like that Bible quote. I wait for the Lord, my soul awaits, and in his word, I hope. That's great, but it's not getting engagement. It could be also because it's linking out. Twitter is more okay with linking out, but they also are known for not driving referral traffic, meaning traffic to websites. Twitter is not known for driving traffic to websites. It's more engagement here. So I think we have a lot of potential auto posting here. Maybe it's Twitter bot, maybe it's not, maybe it's a VA, I don't know. But we can see here, there's no engagement. And it's not that you're trying to drive 10,000 likes or you're trying to get a bunch of people in the Philippines to click like on it. You want to show that there's a conversation. If you're posting stuff, let's say you're on stage and you're speaking and it's a big room with there's 1,000 seats, but all those seats are empty. That's what we see here. So Nicole's speaking in a big room, but there's the big room is Twitter. There's a lot of people on Twitter, but there's no engagement. So we want to troubleshoot the issue of why is there no engagement on Facebook or LinkedIn or Twitter, and why is there so little traffic on the website? And that comes from building authority. Building authority is not just being on people's podcasts or having great content. You have to have these votes that are links. So now we're looking at the links that Nicole has. And you can see that there's links here to her site that are from sites that have low power. So I'm here looking at this DR0000. So the links that she has are from sites like, look at this, Nicole Cowley ox17.squarespace.com, blogs, gadgets. It's linking to her, right? These are all the sites that are linking to her. But this looks like a spam profile. See 00000. So there's a bunch of this spam stuff, and maybe she didn't update her Squarespace. She was there before, but this is, Nicole, this is hurting you. You need to go look at your Google Search Console, and we need to do a proper SEO audit to figure out why you are getting hurt here. Okay, you're here on PR Urgent 2018, Chiropractic Women of the World Unite. That looks like it has some authority. It's a 56, which is great. My site's a 62. It has some traffic, but it's a no follow. So this looks like it might be good. So let's see where people are linking to you. And let's see where Nicole is. Looks like she might be one of the people. Oh, maybe you wrote this. You wrote this article here. Oh, this is a PR submission site, isn't it? Oh, you're doing PR submissions. Don't do that. That doesn't work anymore. Oh, okay. Here's what's going on. So Nicole is submitting to PR sites. PR Urgent News. Hey, look, you can submit stuff for free. Look, they're a Google News publisher. It's only a $10 review thing, or you can submit for free. Why not? It's for free, right? And look, it's got a DR56. Well, it's a no follow, and it's a spammy kind of thing to do. Do not submit to PR sites unless you know what you're doing. There's look, this used to work 20 years ago. It used to work even 5 or 6 years ago. But you can see these are all 00000. Where are the high authority links? If I can see this here, do you think Google sees this? What do you think Google thinks about this website? Google looks at this website and says, oh, there's 800 some of these links. They don't carry any authority. It looks like someone is trying to trick Google by submitting to these PR submission sites. That's going to hurt you. The sites that do rank to you, of these 40 domains, they are related to, you can see here, these PR sites. And then there's the podcast one, Anchor, Stitcher, right? Player.fm. But almost all of these are no follow, meaning they're not passing juice. So think about where you can be on other people's high-powered podcasts and then have more content here that's available, not just about your programs, because that's a brochure, but truly helpful content that's so good that people want to link to it. So because we're not generating links, it could be a sign that the content's it could be good content, but it's not great content. Great content means people want to link to. Like, oh, wow, that post that Nicole wrote on the 100 best examples of Facebook ads for chiropractors. And everyone references that. They link to it. They mention it, right? It's great. That's going to show up here in social. It's going to show up here in these link tools. There's a lot more other things that we could look at. Anyway, I wanted to give you guys a quick view. When we do a website audit, we're looking to see whether it's driving the goals that Nicole's looking for. In this case, getting more clients, more people signing up, more people viewing, more engagement, because after all, if we're social, we have to demonstrate that we're social. We're looking at the content that's here, of which most of it is sales content. By the way, don't put content here under a thing called content. No one clicks on things for content. They want to solve a problem. So have these things at the top be solving each of these 5 kinds of problems, like having a good chiro website, how to do an audit, how to do Facebook ads, what do you need to do on Google, how to solve problems. Don't just put content, right? And that's great that Nicole's featured in these different places, but make it organized around them, about what they care about. And then the targeting, she's very clear that she wants to serve chiropractors, which is awesome. And she also works with Frank, Frank is the owner of CoAction, so she should probably have more stuff with Frank, but in a way that's non-salesy. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope you can apply this to your agency website if you're an agency, or if you're a chiropractor and you just wanted to see how Dennis was going to break down Nicole's site. I hope you enjoyed it. And Nicole, thank you for being a good sport and a volunteer. And I hope you can apply these things, because I'd love to see you grow. I'd love to be able to create content together with you, because we want to help chiropractors help other people. So I'd love to hear what you guys think. Give me a comment below.